Oh, good morning, my Teaser King family. Happy Saturday to you. In both the Ukraine and Detroit, it's cold and rainy. It's still cold and rainy. It's freaking April 29th. I mean, it's like 45 degrees here. It's 70 by now in Detroit. I know that for sure. So we had round 2 and 3 of the draft. We had some NBA last night and some today. We've had more idiots tell us about paper gold that we just ignore. Rounders, the kid goes, well, you're sitting at the table, you don't leave yourself no outs, but you have one out. You have one card that can help you. No outs is 0 cards. One card is 1 out. Like, who wrote this movie was a fucking idiot. He got like everything wrong, right? What else? Gold. Probably go to the gold store today or tomorrow or Monday, Tuesday, whatever. We'll see what happens. If they have any. Again, keep buying. Now I was listening to this guy, Bill Eichhorn, or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't really care. This guy, Bill Holter. I mean, it's nothing new. He says gold's the only thing that can't go bankrupt. Really? Yeah, I hate these guys that come in on the at the end after listening to us, and then they make their conclusions. Hey, Eric, what do you want to talk about, Eric? The floor is yours. What do you want to talk about? Gold, the economy, basketball, football draft, poker. I can handle anything, except for doctor stuff. So, Holter comes out. Well, why are the central banks going to gold? Because it's the only thing that won't go bankrupt. Because the central banks, because basically all fiat money, all this shit is worthless. Because you can't see, the whole concept is you can't just copy, print this with no repercussions. Sort of like eating. If you ate 10 chocolate sundaes every day for a month, there would be consequences. You would get sick and you would gain weight and you'd get fat. It's the same thing with money. You can't just keep printing it and not have any problems. Now, where I do disagree with him is he thinks it's a Ponzi scheme. It's really not a Ponzi scheme. If I take my money and I invest it, I don't need them to keep printing money for me to have money. I got gold. I can get mantle cards. I can get Rolexes. I don't need them to. It's not a Ponzi scheme in that effect, right? So he's wrong there. It's what's going on is not Ponzi scheme. It's you're printing it to 0. There's a difference. Eric, economy and retirement for a 40-year-old man like myself. Eric, as a 40-year-old man, you should be buying as much gold and silver as you can get your hands on. Then you can retire at 40, 41, 42. You'll never have to work another day in your life because you'll be a multimillionaire in dollars, but you'll be able to buy a house with an ounce of silver and gold. This is what you must understand. There's no risk in gold. It's the only investment. It's not an investment. You're getting out of dollars. So I'm going to get my tea, and then we're going to run through this for you. All right, Eric. I'm going to write down scenario 1 and scenario 2. Sorry for that little quick break, but I put on my coffee and it just went. So, scenario 1, people invest because you have extra money from your income. So you get a job, you make 80 grand, after taxes it's 60, your expenses are 30, you have 30,000 to go on a vacation or invest. So that's the concept of life, right? You have money. You try not to get too much credit cards because credit cards, it's a loan. Why do you don't really need a loan if you have the money, but then you got to pay the loan back. And that's the problem. So you try to stay out of debt. You make your check, you pay your bills, you have this extra. So we're going to play our extra 30 grand. We can bet football with it and poker. We can buy Rolexes. We can buy baseball cards. We can buy gold and silver. We can buy stocks. What do we do with this 30 grand? And the concept is, how do we make the most amount of money with it? Right? But we don't know because we don't have masters in Austrian economics like the professor. We don't know what to do with our money. So we either listen to the professor, if we can find them, which you have, or we go to Merrill Lynch and talk to a stockbroker whose only incentive is to make himself money, not you. His only incentive is to sell you in the highest, in the highest, what do you call it? Highest making money for him. I'm looking for the word, but I can't think of it. So he's trying to put you in the highest commissions. That's what I'm looking for. So he's going to put you in the highest commission thing that makes him the most money, does not make you the most money. So he puts you in a mutual fund, a stock, something like that makes him a lot of money and puts you with a lot of risk. He never tells you when to sell because it's not in his best interest unless he's going to have you sell to buy something else. So you end up putting your $30,000 in Amazon and Coca-Cola, maybe in a real estate trust. Whatever it is, you have no idea. You have no idea why. You have no idea why it goes up. You have no idea why it goes down. You have no idea when to get out. You just fucked yourself, but you don't know you fucked yourself. Oh, I'm going to turn my 30,000 into what? 35,000, 40, 60. If you're real naive, you think you're going to make a lot of money on it, which you're not. It's all a fixed game. Hello, need a lot. Panthers got best wide receiver, Mingo. Mingo's from what team? Alabama? They didn't get the best. No, he's from what? Ole Miss? Well, they didn't get the best quarterback, that's for sure. And I doubt they got the best receiver. What did they get from McCaffrey and everything? I bet you a symphonic they did. What, they got the best receiver? Sure, we can bet that. What's a symphonic? I don't know. But anyway, I got to get back to econ class. I'll talk to you in a second. We'll talk the draft right after we fix everybody on what is economics. So you've got your 30 grand. You've got it with broker. You have no idea what it is. You have no idea why it makes money. You have no idea when it sells it. He's in it because he makes a lot of commission on you. A few doubleheader baseball games today. Okay. I hate the doubleheaders, especially if the second game 7 innings, and I hate that they don't play right after each other. But anyway, what are we talking about here? You want to talk economics, baseball, what? XFL, what's that? That's not real. That's a bunch of hats. That's not even college football. So basically, you're looking, where do I put my money? You got to know who to ask. You got to know why. You've got to understand the game. Just as if you're playing poker or blackjack or, I don't know, football. I mean, you got to understand it. Ain't symphonic a coin? I have no idea. What's a symphonic? I don't even know what a symphonic is. What kind of coin is it? I have no idea. I like under in doubleheader games. Well, I would like over in the second game because if your ace pitcher pitched in the first, your ace reliever pitched in the first game, he's probably not pitching in the second game. But a lot depends on the way the first game goes. So you got to watch the first game. See if the ace goes out there and your relievers, and then they got nothing left. But it's based on the pitcher, right? Who's pitching game one and who's pitching game two determines overs and unders. Do you have the Google? I'm sure I have Google. See what you think. Do you have the Google? I mean, what, Google's just Google, right? Google.com. I don't get the question. So anyway, back to Eric. So you have your money and you don't know what you're doing. Now, the short answer is just put it in gold and go to sleep. Gold's been price fixed with derivative paper gold. But now with everything happening, it's going back to physical thanks to the BRICS countries, and your gold's going to go up, way, way up with no risk. Your housing, your everything else is going to go down because of the inflation and nobody wanting the dollar and everybody getting out of the dollar, the fiats, into the gold-backed currencies. So in the short, you don't know what you're doing when you go to the broker. He doesn't help you, doesn't educate you. The only sure play you can do at this point is gold and silver, because physical gold and silver, not ETFs. You can't lose. You're going to make a ton. You don't have to worry about it. And nobody can take it away from you because you're out of the system, right? It's like owning a Mantle card. It's worth $500,000, but nobody knows you have it until you put it on eBay, of which nobody can take it from you, right? You got the Mantle card. Nobody can say it's worthless, like the real estate trust or the Madoff, right? Oh, it's worthless. No, nobody can say that, because anytime you physically have the card, the coin, nobody, you can't lose. They can't take it away, and it's in good shape. A symphonic coin. Well, what is it? I don't know what it is. I don't care. I'm buying gold and silver, so you'll need to explain it. What kind of ROI, return on investment, does gold average a year? Well, the problem, Eric, is what you're looking at is paper. Right now, it's paper gold. It's based on derivatives, not based on physical. That's what we're breaking. We're breaking the paper to physical. I can't answer that question because it's never been done before. All I can tell you is it goes up a couple $100 every year on the paper, especially with all the inflation going on and all the bullshit and all the wars. It's gone up a lot more. So it was like, what, 1,700? Well, now it's 2,000. But that's not real. That's not an investment, and it's not what you're going to look at. When it goes to physical, you're going to add at least a zero to where it's at now. This puts it at about 25,000. Nice return on investment. Your risk is zero. Why, Howard? It's never gone up like that before. It's been controlled and papered. It's never been free physical gold. In other words, the physical market, as we know it, hasn't existed for gold. It's always been manipulated by J.P. Morgan, wanting no competition for the dollar. So people look at gold and go, oh, it doesn't have a value. I don't want to own it. Da, 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 da. Well, keep in mind, gold is money. Okay. It's not an investment, but it's security. Why are central banks buying gold? There's no risk. They can't lose. That's why all the central banks are buying it. That's why China and Russia have so much of it. It can't lose. There's no loss. It's a 0% chance of losing. You name me a football bet or anything, a stock, that there's no chance of losing. You can't find one. It doesn't exist. The only one is gold. It can't go broke. You can't lose it. As long as you have the coin, you're fine. It's when you get fuck yourself and you buy an ETF that you think's a coin and it isn't. And then you go, oh, I thought I had 50 ounces of gold. No. You just had the ETF. You didn't have the gold. So this Rick Rule and this other idiot should be put in jail for scamming. Because they're coming across like, oh, no, buy these. It's a physical ETF. It's not a physical ETF. It's a scam. That guy should be in jail for Ponzi scheming. Not even Ponzi scheming. He's just lying, basically. So the ROI, put it this way: you're gonna buy an ounce of gold for $2,000, $2,100 now, and you'll add a zero to it, and it's going to be 21,000, and then the dollar's going to go away, and you're going to be mighty happy you have gold and silver, because when the Titanic puts this at the bottom of the sea after it hit the iceberg, if you had this, you'd have zero. So that's how you look at it, right? If I stay here, I have zero. It goes to the bottom. It's already hit the iceberg. Gold and silver can't do that. So right away, you're way ahead because you didn't lose. And now, it's like folding a pair of tens in poker. I didn't lose any more. But it's kind of a little bit different from that. But basically, it's the idea of if you hold dollars, you're going to lose it all. If you put it in gold, not only are you not going to lose anything and you have no chance of losing, but you're going to go way, way up and you'll be off the radar. Because if you let's say you keep 50 grand in the bank, the bank's going to say, sorry, I don't have your money. We ran out. Sorry. That's what happens. But if you have gold, you're not even in the bank. They don't even know you have it. They can't take it from you. It's win-win all over. So you have zero risk and a huge gain once the physical gold goes, which is about to happen with Russia, China, India, all the BRICS countries going to a gold-backed dollar because it's the only way out. All these countries have dollars that aren't backed by anything, and they're all going to zero. So leave it to Russia and China to have gold back. How much gold does the U.S. have? Canada, UK, the central banks in Europe are starting to get, and then here's Russia, 15,000 tons at 32,000 ounces a ton, and China at 40,000 tons. Now Saudi Arabia is getting some because they're selling oil to China because China needs oil. They're selling oil to China. They're getting yuan, but then they take in the yuan and turning it around and saying, no, we want gold. And they're changing the yuan for gold. All right, let me keep going here. For the love of money, tell me what you think. I don't know what a symphonic coin is. I'm not going to take the time right now to look it up. What do you think it is? So for the love of money, buy gold and silver. What are you fucking around with? Whatever this symphonic is. I never heard of it. Eric, I need an investment with 10% compound interest rate. Buy gold. It's not even an investment. It's about to go through the roof. I don't know that you can find one other than gold. You can't buy stocks, can't buy a house, can't buy bonds, can't buy money markets, can't buy mutual funds, can't buy REITs. Everything's collapsing. You're just looking to not lose 10%. Just buy gold and silver. That's all you got to do. Don't make it more difficult than it is. You're going to buy an ounce of silver for let's say $30, and it's going to go up to $1,000. What's the return? Well, 100% would be $60, which would make 200% $90. You're going to make $1,000 We're at 200%. We're at $90. So you do the math from there. That's all you need to do, Eric. It's very simple. You're making way too much out of it. I've already done all the calcs. I've already done all the math, and I've already done all the analyticals. I'm an INFJ. It takes me 5 minutes to figure all this out. That's my personality type. It's genius. So just buy gold and silver. That's all you need to do. That's it. Go to sleep. Wake up in a year. You'll be a multimillionaire. You won't even be a multimillionaire because there won't be money to be a millionaire with. You'll be able to buy a whole shitload of stuff with your gold and silver. You'll buy a nice house for an ounce of gold, a Mercedes, take out an ounce of silver, and you buy food for the month. It's just simple stuff like that. Sir, you said a swear. I don't smoke the devil's lettuce, sir. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I swear. So what? So you want to know what I think about a symphonic coin? I don't know what a symphonic coin is. So what is it? I don't know. I don't care. I'm buying gold and silver. Don't throw a symphonic at me. Throw what it is. Don't throw a name at me. Anyway, so in finance, you're trying to take the rest of your earnings and make money at it. It's easy to just do gold and silver. People like to go into the stock market because it must be a trendy thing, or Bill Gates has it, or Warren Buffett's in it. I don't know. All these idiots are in it. I don't give a shit. I go to make money. I make money in poker. I make money betting football. And now I make money in gold and silver. I don't play the stock market because it's fixed, worse than gold is, but gold's a little different. Fine. What's the definition? What is it? I'm teaching Eric about economics. You're worried about some coin. All right. So, all of you. So when you invest, you really want to know is what and why. When do I get in? When do I get out? What I'm telling you is just buy gold. You don't have to worry about all this stuff. You're going to make money, guaranteed. You're not going to lose ever with gold. It's just going to go up. So just play it to go up, and off you go. And that's really all you need to do. So even in this Bill Halter thing today, which was as good as Gold Australia. They ask them when's, what do they see the gold price at the end? I love how they act stupid. All right, you just talked to Alistair McLeod 2-3 weeks ago. We know what the answer is. So he says, well, I don't know. I don't know the denominator. Bullshit. It's going to be at least $30,000, $40,000 in the beginning, and then everybody's going to jump in and make it go to 100, and then it's not even going to be priced in dollars. Why? Because the dollar is not. This is phony. This is bullshit. This is not. There's no value to this, especially now. She's the fat, ugly girl. 100, we don't want it, and I'm returning it. The inflation is already massive. It's going to get even hotter. The more money you have, the less it's worth. Well, somehow these idiots think that because it's in different countries, it doesn't count. Well, it's only so much in America, and the rest is in the rest of the world. So therefore, it doesn't count. No, it counts. It all counts. You print a billion of them. I don't care if half of them end up in China, Russia, and Barcelona. It's out. They're out. You printed them. They're out there. It doesn't matter where they are. I love the disclaimer. Well, they're not in the U.S., so therefore they don't count. No, they count. That's why you got inflation. The more you print, the less they're worth. Anyway, so inflation. So nobody wants the dollar, but nobody wants any of the dollars. I don't want the euro. I don't want the yen. I don't want the franc. I don't want the pound because they're all the same. They're all heavily printed dollars. How we got into this mess, we just look at George Soros and we look at the weak politicians that get elected and go with this idiot. That's the problem. So everybody prints. They're not worth anything. Nobody wants them. And the answer to all our riddles is gold. You have gold, you're fine. That's really all. That's the answer to everything. If the U.S. went to a gold-backed system, we would be fine. Instead, we're collapsing because China is running us, wants us to collapse. And therefore, we're going to collapse. So who benefits? China. But China has all the gold they're going to benefit anyway. But they are selling it to Saudi Arabia for oil. So China's going to spend a lot of gold buying oil. That's not going to help them. What else did this guy Holder say? Basically, no, that was basically it. You know, there's inflation, there's the dollar, da 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 da. I mean, it's the same thing we've been saying for 2 years now. As soon as Biden took him, see, that's the Oreo cookie from KGB. You're looking for a sign, and then you're taking that sign and going with it. And that's really what we're doing. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at the sign, and we're looking at then. So Biden prints a lot of money. That's inflation. Get out of the currency. Get into gold. All the stocks are going to crash. All the housing's going to crash because the interest rates will go up. It'll be too expensive. The cars will go to zero because nobody's going to be able to afford a Camry at 15% interest. So all these businesses are fucked. Survival of the fittest, and the fittest has the gold. And that's really it. So you want to make money, Eric? You buy gold. You buy silver. It's your only hope. That's your only option. What else are you going to put it into? Stocks, real estate investment trust, money markets. You can put your money in the bank. Good luck getting it out. Your only option maybe is a Mantle card, a Brady card, a Rolex. I don't think you're going to make money on it. So you buy a $50,000 Rolex today to keep your wealth, okay, and then the dollar goes away and the Rolex goes up to 80,000. But a little bit. Are you going to get the demand for the Rolex that you will for the gold? And that's Nick's question. Somebody, when gold goes to 50,000, somebody going to buy it. The difference is everybody will be into gold. I'm not sure you're buying a Rolex. Will you be buying Mantle and the Holmes cards? Probably on a secondary level. The initial buy is gold and silver. That's going to be the most demanded. So the demand is here. The price goes up to here. Rolex, you're going to have it. It's valuable, but is the demand here for Rolexes? I don't think so. And then Mantle cards, yeah, we know the demand's up here for them already, but I would rather have gold at 2,000 going to the Mantle card because it's already at market. What are you going to do with the Mantle card? It's not going to go up. It should go up a little, but not much. That's your only three places to park your money. I would park it in gold and silver. Now, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to find it, and they're keeping the price down. So I might go after class and get some more silver if he has it. Who knows if he even has it? Probably does. He seems to get it. I might actually want to buy some more gold now that I'm back to work Friday. Go get some more gold. All right. So I think I covered it. So the number one thing is when you're investing is why. Why does it go up and why does it go down? And why am I going to a stockbroker? I got to go to somebody I trust. And I don't know you, so why would I trust you with $60,000? Right? So I got to find the professor who tells me and can explain it to me. So anybody has to explain it to you. And if you go to anybody at this Merrill Lynch or whatever, and you say, well, what do you think about gold? And they give you this runaround because they don't get commission on it. You get up and you say, goodbye, go fuck yourself and leave. Because if they're not going to tell you the best thing, what are you going to them for? Oh, buy Microsoft. What is that? So you've got to trust who you're taking advice from. And the only way to trust them is to get their info. So if you come to me and you say, what should I invest in? And I say, well, Microsoft. What do you think of gold, professor? Now, if I give you some horseshit answer because I don't get commission on it and say, oh, I wouldn't, no, gold doesn't move anywhere. You get up and leave. Say, yeah, gold, you can't lose in gold. There's no risk because you're going to make a fortune. That's who you sit with. He's honest and he knows, right? I know and I'm honest. I'm not putting you in the stock market. I'm not telling you to win in either of them. You're going to get your ass kicked. So that's what the point is of the lesson. You got to trust it. But I'm telling you what it is. It's buy the gold and silver. There's no risk. You're going to make a ton. You better buy it now because it's not. If you don't buy it now, you're not going to get it at this price. You're not going to get silver at It's $25 in a spot. So it's probably $30 if I go into the store. So if it's $30, am I going to see it for $30 much longer? No. It's going to have at least 1 zero after it. If not, maybe 700-800 after it. Or instead of 300, it'll be 700-800. So that's the key. You have to know how to invest. It's sort of like me picking a woman for you. At the end of the day, you've got to choose your woman based on your own insights. I like this. I like tall. I like small. I like certain color. I like certain looks, certain breast size, certain plot. I like a girl that does certain things. What do I like in my girl? And only you can answer that. And that's really where you're at. That's what you have to do. Today, you have to determine your investment. What do I want to do with my investment? I don't want risk. Okay, buy gold. Even if I do want risk, buy gold. You want the best, no risk, but the base reward is gold and silver. No risk, huge return. What else can I say? It can't go bankrupt. Nobody's going to print and then say, oh, it's worthless. Madoff's not going to say, oh, well, we're out of gold. We didn't invest in it in the first place. It's Madoff proof. It's margin call proof. It's attack on Wall Street proof. Nobody can fuck with you. Nobody can say it's worth zero. What else can you do that with? Nothing. There's nothing else you can do that with. So keep that in mind. That's what you're trying to do. The whole point is you're trying to make money with your extra money, and the best way is gold and silver. Well, it hasn't moved. Yeah, because BRICS is going to make it physical, because it's never been physically priced. It's been paper priced. They'll sell 1 million ounces of silver and not have 1 ounce. And then the price goes down. What the fuck kind of shit is that? No. You need the physical to go up and down to get the real price. You don't have it. All right. Need more Sunday. Bryce Young is the best. The best what? Is he the best? No, he's not the best. Not even close. I would never have drafted him 1, but I can guarantee I never would have drafted C.J. Stroud at all, and I never would have drafted Richardson. These are undraftable, no-talent players that got drafted, 2 and 4? What kind of bullshit is that? So you used to stage for Anderson. What kind of bullshit is that? You could have got the guy in the government or running these GMs for the football team. It's just total over. I can go back to it, of course. My class, I can. It's my party, and I can cry if I want to. So let's take a look at the draft. Send a pic to my girl. And let's go to the draft. All right, now I have not seen it or looked at it. All I saw was round one, which discussed yesterday. Well, let's basketball first. I'm already on that. One game yesterday, Golden State -7, and Golden State, it's tied at 3, so Sacramento won, so Golden State. Sacramento killed them, backs against the wall. Now it's tied at 3 games apiece, and the Lakers killed Memphis. That's what I thought would happen. That's what I thought Golden State would do. So let's go to tomorrow. So today, Saturday, Phoenix and Denver, game 1. Denver -3.5. Denver is much the better team. They're the 1 seed. Now, normally what happens in this playoff series is the home team here wins the first game. So let's take Denver tonight. We'll take Denver and we'll lay 3.5. And then tomorrow, I guess we get Golden State. And then whenever they start that. So the series now looks Denver and Phoenix, the 1 seed against the 4 seed. The Lakers waiting for Golden State Sacramento. They're the 7 seed. They just beat the 2 seed. So we'll see if they play Sacramento or Golden State. New York and Miami. We got a 5 seed New York playing the 8 seed Miami. That's waiting. And then Boston, Philly, as I thought, the 2 and the 3 seed. So what do you think with New York and Miami? Now, Miami beats Milwaukee, so I got to give the edge to Miami. Miami's money line's +155. You got to like that. Again, don't fuck with the money line too much. All right. So not a lot in basketball today, but we got the draft. So let's go to NFL draft. Okay. Where are we at? We want to go back to round 2 and round 3. Huh. How do you get back to round 2? This is weird. I'm in round. I'm stuck on round 4. Maybe it's at the bottom here. Oh, I see my man, Herndon Hooker. The Lions took Herndon Hooker. What the fuck? Lions got a quarterback prospect, but Hooker faces a massive adjustment coming from Tennessee's wide open to an NFL passing game. Yeah, okay. So where's round 2? I mean, the Lions are all over the place. I like Hooker. How do I get to round 2 on this fucking thing? Motherfuckers. Well, I'm going to have to go to a new thing. So let's go to NFL.com. NFL draft order. I don't care about the order. I'm looking for the fucking people. Okay. Pick by pick analysis for day 2, which is yesterday. Okay, here we go. So round 2, Pittsburgh gets Joey Porter from Penn State. Like they needed a hole in the head. They got defense, so more defense. They need a quarterback. Okay. Tennessee, Will Levis, Kentucky. Tennessee's not – Tennessee, Indy, and Houston are all in big fucking trouble. So Tennessee gets Levis, Houston gets Stroud, Indy gets none of them have a quarterback. Terrible pick. Why didn't they get Hooker? Hello? The Lions, Sam Laporta, tight end from Iowa. That's a terrible pick. They need defense. Hello, McFly. Oakland, Mike Meyer. See, now why didn't the Lions get Mike Meyer? They get Laporta, tight end from Iowa. And then the next pick is Mike Meyer from Notre Dame, who's a superstar. What are they doing? So Oakland gets Mike Meyer, which is a good pick there. I wish Cincinnati would have got him, but that's okay. Oakland gets him. Why the Lions didn't get him is beyond me. LA, Steve Avila, TCU offensive guard. No comment. That's just, okay. Seattle, Derek Hall, an edge from Auburn. Not a bad pick. They need edge, but why didn't they take the guy from Georgia in the first round instead of a cornerback? Atlanta, Matthew Bergeron, Syracuse offensive guard. Why don't you just get this guy as a free agent? Again, so they got the running back, so now they got a guard for the running back. This is going to play. Carolina, Jonathan Mingo, Mississippi wide receiver. So they get Bryce Young. Mingo is a late riser. Terrible pick. He sucks. Wide receiver, Mississippi. They run a system offense. Really, this is the best guy you could find. Nobody from Tennessee or Georgia in the ring. Okay. You got the whole Big 12 and the whole Pac-10 loaded with receivers. You get a guy from Mississippi. I don't see how this helps Carolina. They need defense. They need to replace McCaffrey. Not quite sure. New Orleans, Isaiah Foskey, an edge from Notre Dame. Did Notre Dame have good edges last year? Give them credit for getting defense. That's what they needed. See, a lot of these players we're never going to see again. So Arizona, BJ Ojewusi, LSU. Now, there you go, Bobby. LSU edge. He's going to be he'll be all pro. That's what they get. So that's a good pick for Arizona, getting an edge from LSU. Arizona needs defensive help. Green Bay, Luke Musgrave, Oregon State tight end. I've heard of him. He's okay, but let's not forget they need a quarterback. So Musgrave, okay, but I don't think they needed him. Jordan Love begins his tenure. It'll be short and sweet. Joe Tippmann, center from Wisconsin for the Jets, Jets. Normally, Wisconsin has pretty good offensive linemen. I don't know. They sucked last year. But it's okay for, I don't know if you needed a center, but that's okay. So for Aaron Rodgers, he's going to have a rookie center on his new team. That's a little tough. But I do like the O-lineman for Rodgers. Like the Jets don't have any O-lineman. I like that they got the defensive guy in the first round. He's a stud from, Iowa State. So that was a good pick. The center here, I don't, who knows? Like I said, you could have taken this guy in the 7th round and it would be the same thing. Indianapolis, Julius Brents, Kansas State cornerback. I like him, Kansas State. This is what Indy needs is defense, not the quarterback they drafted. Detroit, Brian Brandt, again, Alabama. What's with the Alabama and the Lions? Does Alabama have a good team last year? Better than Georgia? Brian Brandt, terrible pick. Again, cornerback. You needed defensive help. Linebackers and linemen, this doesn't help you at all. Brian Batch, a cornerback from Alabama. I don't see it. He'll get, this is a terrible pick because first of all, Alabama, and secondly, a cornerback when you need defensive line work and you need a linebacker. Now they got the linebacker from Iowa, which is fine, but you need to put the pressure on, right? So this guy, terrible pick. New England, Keon White, Georgia Tech edge. Okay. New England, God knows they need defense help. They need help all over. So who knows, but I'll take them. Washington, here you go. Jatavius Martin, Illinois cornerback. Now, if the Lions would have taken this guy, I'd have been excited. Not Alabama's guy. They gave up 50 on Hooker at Tennessee. So you want to draft their what did you get? Their linebacker and now a cornerback from a team that gave up 50. This is what the team you're going to go after, huh? Jatavius Martin help. Cornerback, they need quarterback, they need a wide receiver, probably some offensive line help, and they don't really need defense. They're pretty strong defensively. So I don't understand Washington needing more defense, but okay. But I don't mind. He's out of Illinois. He'll be good. Tampa Bay, Cody Mock, North Dakota State guard. What a terrible draft. You need defense, Tampa. You get a guy from North Dakota State. Okay, North Dakota State players don't do shit in the pros. They're Division II, and you draft an offensive guard in the 3rd round from North Dakota State. Wow, who's doing your drafting? Man, terrible pick. Pittsburgh, Kenya Benton, Wisconsin defensive tackle. I don't know. Their defense was not very good last year. Again, Pittsburgh picks up a linebacker, defensive tackle. And now you see why Pittsburgh understands I need defense to win. The Lions simply haven't learned that yet. They keep picking up tight ends and a running back. I looked at that guy in the stats from last year. He wasn't even a top 10 runner in the SEC. He led Alabama in running, but he only got like 900 yards because they didn't have a running back. And he's not a receiver. I hear these idiots on the radio going, oh, he's a receiver. He's a slot receiver. He's not a slot receiver. He caught 20 passes. He didn't catch a lot of passes. He didn't get a lot of touchdowns. That was a terrible pick. So this guy, Wisconsin, I don't know. Wisconsin was not very good last year. I don't know running to get Wisconsin guys. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Green Bay, Jaden Reed, touchdown MSU. I like him. He's a good receiver. Still need a quarterback, though. So not bad. I like how Rodgers leaves. Now they're bringing in receivers for him. Jaden Reed, excellent pick. This is a good pick. Miami, Cam Smith, South Carolina quarterback. Miami needs so much. They still need a quarterback. I don't know. Cam Smith, he won't do anything. Seattle, there we go. Zach Charbonnet, UCLA now. But the problem is they already have Walker from Michigan State, who was like all pro last year. So not a bad backup, Zach Charbonnet. I like it. See, the Lions could have gotten this guy. Would have been a much better pick than the guy from Alabama, but they're in love with the Alabama guys for some reason. I don't know why. None of them do any good, but what the hell? Charbonnet, UCLA. Okay, I like it. Probably should have been picked higher. Good pick by Coach Pete. Chicago, Gervin Dexter, Florida defensive tackle. I don't know. Florida sucked last year. I can't really comment on them. They'll be terrible. San Diego, here you go. I told you they needed Dwight White or LC Greenwood, Ham, Lambert, and Blunt. Here's Dwight White, or here's LC Greenwood right here. Tuli Tuiapatutu from USC, an edge rusher. Now, their defense sucked last year, so I don't know how good this guy is. But San Diego needed defensive help. So this will help them defeat Kansas City. They need to go after this. Not the receiver they grabbed in the first round. It was a huge mistake. But if they're replacing Keenan Allen, okay. But they should have had the Georgia guys should have been first round picks for San Diego, not the receiver. Kansas City, Rashid Rice, SMU. This guy's fantastic. Great pick here. See Kansas City, man. They go after Rashid Rice. He's the leading receiver in college football. What a great pick. Perfect pick for them. He's I don't know. He says he's not a blazer, average, I don't know, whatever. He's a winner, and he's I don't give a fuck. If he's in the Senior Bowl, it means he's not very good. Now he'll be perfect. He'll be another Kelsey, great pick for Casey. And we get to next pick, the Bears. Stevenson, Miami cornerback. Miami, not a great defense. Miami of Florida. I don't know what Chicago's doing. The Giants, John Schmitz, Minnesota center. Okay, they need it off. You still need a quarterback, fellas. So I don't know. Michigan, Luke Schoonmaker, Michigan tight end. Terrible pick. What's with the Michigan guys? It's not like Michigan's any good. They have a good runner. That's it. The tight end, I don't know. I would have grabbed the tight end. He won't play. That's a terrible pick. Buffalo, Osiris Torrance, offensive guard, Florida. Seriously? You need defense, Buffalo. Now you picked up a tight end, Kincaid, which I like, but not in the first round. He could have been picked there. But Osiris Torrance for Buffalo, I don't see it. I don't know. They don't need a guard. I mean, Allen doesn't stay in the pocket. He runs, so you don't need a guard. Stupid pick. Cincinnati, DJ Turner from Michigan, a cornerback. Don't love it, but I do like they got a cornerback. Michigan, I'm not sold on their defense, but okay. I'm still – when TCU puts up 60 points on you, it's hard to draft any of their defensive players. This is my point. So DJ Turner, they could have probably got another Georgia cornerback or something, but all right. Cincinnati needs defense to handle Kansas City, so I don't mind that. Jacksonville, Brenton Strange, tight end, Penn State, wasted pick. Houston, Juice Scroobs, Penn State center. Yeah, we need a center to go with C.J. Stroud. Oh, okay. A Penn State center. Like I said, you can get this guy in the 7th round from Notre Dame. It doesn't matter. Who knows? Denver, Marvin Mims, Oklahoma wide receiver to Denver. I like the pick. I'm not sure I like Marvin Mims, but what I like is you got a wide receiver for Russell Wilson. This is a Sean Payton pick, right? I got Russell Wilson. I need receivers because I don't have any. Judy's okay. Hamler never plays. And now I got Mims from Oklahoma, who's okay. He's not great, but he's okay. But I need him for Sean Payton, so it's a good pick for Denver. Round 3, the Bears, Zach Pickens, South Carolina defensive tackle. Not crazy about South Carolina defensive players, but the Bears need defensive help, so who knows? Let's hope he's okay. Philadelphia, Tyler Steen, Alabama offensive tackle, terrible pick. Really, you got an offensive tackle from Alabama. What is it about Alabama that people think these are good players? I don't know. But another wasted pick. Now they come back. Now here's the pick. Philadelphia, Sidney Brown, Illinois defensive back. There you go. You got a guy from Illinois, defensive back, strong player on a strong defense. This makes sense. The Georgia defensive players make sense. A fucking offensive tackle from Alabama doesn't make any sense. Not the way they played last year. All right, Sidney Brown, very good pick. So Philly's getting stronger. Can they handle it? Well, they still got Jalen Hurts. So unfortunately, they're not going anywhere. Denver, Drew Sanders, Arkansas linebacker. I love it. Arkansas, good defense. Drew Sanders, don't know much about, but Denver needs. Hooker's a stud. He was the best quarterback in the draft, so I like this pick for the Lions. I don't know if they know what to do with him, but I do like the pick. I'm surprised he went to the Lions. Minnesota and Green Bay needed him. Green Bay should have drafted him instead of what they did. Houston, Tank Dell, wide receiver from you, very good pick. He's very good, and but they don't have a quarterback to throw him the ball, so. Going to be a problem with Oakland, Byron Young, Alabama defensive tackle. Another bad pick. Again, not sure why everybody goes to Alabama, like the guys who do everything in the pros. I don't mind the Ohio State offensive and defensive linemen, wide receivers. Alabama, not a real good team last year, so you're drafting guys from a bad team. I don't like it. New Orleans, Henry Miller, TCU running back, love it. Very strong running back at TCU. Good pick by New Orleans. Yeah, absolutely. Arizona, Garrett Williams, Syracuse cornerback. Well, they need defensive help, so I don't mind it. I probably would have went stronger than Syracuse, but okay. You got Iowa State out there, fellas. New York Giants, Jalen Hyatt, see. Great pick. Hyatt, strong receiver. This is the guy who was hurt, I think. This is a great pick. They needed a receiver. That's exactly. And then Hyatt is the superstar. So love this pick. Cleveland, Cedric Tillman, Tennessee wide receiver. Love this pick, although I don't know who Cleveland has. They got Deshaun Watson. I don't know. Let's see if he gets any better. I doubt it. But Cedric Tillman, very good receiver. So I like the last two picks. They made sense. Atlanta gets Zach Harrison, Ohio State edge. Like the pick. Ohio State, very good. Their defense struggled against Georgia, against Michigan, against Penn State. Not a pristine defense for them, but that's okay. So we don't mind I don't mind this pick. God knows Atlanta needs defense, but don't forget they still need a quarterback. So maybe they can get – I would think they could get Thompson Robinson or Haener or Stenson Bennett. Well, let's see if Stenson Bennett goes. New England, Marty Mupu, Sacramento State. There they go. A guy they could pick up as a free agent. They get pick 76. And the idiot announcer here on the radio says, well, New England was going to take the running back. Who cares? New England doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know how to draft. So because New England likes somebody, I would run the other way. Marty Mapu. So you're telling me a guy from Sacramento State is better than linebackers from Georgia, Iowa State, Iowa, Illinois, Washington State. I haven't seen Washington State pop up yet. With that defense, I should have saw 5 or 6 of their defensive players pop up. Marty Mapu, terrible pick. The Rams, Byron Young, Tennessee linebacker. Weak pick. Tennessee didn't have a defense, so I don't know. Green Bay, Tucker Kraft, South Dakota State tight end. I can't say anything. It's too stupid. South Dakota State. You're going to South Dakota State in the third round of a fucking draft. You can't find a tight end. You passed up on Meyer. You passed up on Kincaid. And you could have had Meyer now, right? Instead, you got Tucker Kraft. Okay, good luck with that, Green Bay. You drafted a guy you could have got as a free agent. Very smart. Indianapolis, Josh Downs, North Carolina wide receiver. I don't know. God knows they need help. They need their quarterback. It's not going to matter. Their quarterback can't hit them anyway. So, North Carolina, okay, not bad. Carolina, DJ Johnson, Oregon edge. I don't know. What do I going to say? Oregon gave up 40 a game. Yeah, I want their edge guys. Well, Howard, why do you only look at the good defensive teams? Can't they draft guys from defensive teams? Yeah, well, that's why they're bad defensive teams, because their players suck. So DJ Johnson's not going to help them. Terrible pick. Tennessee, TJ Spears from Tulane. I think this guy's really good. They needed this guy. Now they still need a quarterback, but we'll see. Good morning, Rake 922. Did you see the Lakers game? Who's Bob? I don't know who Bob is, so please ask Bob off here, right? It has been a roller coaster year for, well, I like Spears. This is a good pick for Tennessee. They got to replace Henry. Tampa Bay, Yaya Dibey from Louisville. I don't know what Tampa's doing. At least they got a defensive end, but Louisville, Denver. Let's see what Sean Payton pulled out. A cornerback from Iowa. I love it. Went to Iowa. He's shoring his defense up. He's already added the receiver. He's got Russell Wilson. Look for Denver to challenge KC next year. And San Diego needs some more defense to challenge. I love this pick. Miami, Devon Acne, A&M running back. I couldn't believe the Lions didn't take this in the first round, right? Here's pick 84. They get a better running back than the Lions took at 6 or 10 or whatever the fuck the Lions took it. Devontae Acne is a running back, not the Alabama kid, this guy. Very good pick. They still need a quarterback, but this guy is the real deal, Acne. I can't believe he went to Miami. Nobody else picked him up. Unbelievable. San Diego, here we go. Finally, Dalen Henley, Washington State linebacker. What a steal this is at pick 85. Now, LA took a defensive end, the last one. They get this linebacker. They got the receiver. Now, with this pick, San Diego, Denver to give Kansas City all they fucking want. Now, if you're thinking of betting Kansas City to win 13, 14 games, you're out of your mind. First, they won the Super Bowl. They're going to be flat. Now you got to play this San Diego team with this, and you got to play the Denver team with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson twice. You're not getting away 4-0. You're getting away 2-2. You got 2 losses at least. San Diego always plays you tough. And Sean Payton's been there before, so I look out Kansas City. So be careful. All Kansas City did was add a wide receiver that didn't really need, but great pick here. Finally, some Washington State guys. So this is what San Diego needed. Baltimore. Baltimore's pathetic, aren't they? Trenton Simpson, Clemson linebacker. Yeah, good luck with that one. San Francisco, J.R. Brown, Penn State safety. I don't know what they're doing for quarterbacks, so maybe they know that Bryce Petty is going to be ready. Or they might get Thompson Robinson in the 7th round. But J.R. Brown, Penn State safety, not that they need safety help, but you can always have more defense. Jacksonville, Tank Bigsby, Auburn running back. I like the pick. God knows they need running backs. God knows they need help. And they still need a quarterback. So I like this guy. This guy, SEC tough, Auburn running back, good pick. The Rams, Kobe Turner, Wake Forest defensive tackle. Aaron Donald? Yeah, right. I don't know. Maybe he can play. Who knows? Wake Forest, not a big defensive team. 90, Dallas. What's with the Texas picks? Dallas keeps taking the Texas picks. And by the way, Texas did not have a very good defense last year. So I don't love this. He's probably fast, which is why Dallas liked him. You've got the Penn State guy. I can't think of his name. And that you need a quarterback. You're not winning with Deshaun, with Dak Prescott. You got rid of Elliott. I don't know who your receivers are. You need more defensive help. So this guy's probably a fast linebacker type. Good. Yeah, he's a blitzer. So, okay, that makes sense. I'll give him credit for the blitzing, but Texas, no. There's other teams in college than Texas, Dallas. Buffalo, Dorian Williams, Tulane linebacker. I like the pick. God knows they need defense. I don't know if this guy is it from Tulane. I wouldn't have ran to get Tulane guys, but we'll see. So not a bad position. They needed linebackers. And Kansas City Chiefs, Wanya Morris, Oklahoma. See, you pick them at the 92 pick. You take the tackle from Oklahoma. That's perfect. That's where you start picking your offensive lineman. I don't know. Wayne Morris is as good as any of the other offensive linemen you picked in the first 3 rounds, so that's fine. He started as a freshman at Tennessee, yeah, but he's at Oklahoma, so he couldn't have been that good. It took until his strong senior season in Oklahoma to convince scouts he was a fit for the league. If that's what he needs to do, he's not a fit. So this guy's a bad pick if this is what I'm reading. I don't know. Pittsburgh, Darnell Washington, Georgia tight end. There you go. But he's not the right tight end. Brock Bowers is the all-pro tight end at Georgia. He's the best player in college football. Brock Bowers, Georgia tight end. So this guy, I don't know who he is. He looks like a blocker. So this will be good for Georgia, another blocking guy. Here's Wilson, Stanford wide receiver. Oh, I'm very leery to take anybody from Stanford. They suck. What do you do in Arizona? Fuck, you're in the West. Why would you take this guy? You ever hear of Baylor and BYU and TCU and Oklahoma to get wide receivers from? Stanford. Cincinnati, Jordan Battle, Alabama safety. I like the position. I don't like another Alabama guy, so he probably won't play much. No skill set from Alabama. Detroit, Broderick Martin, Western Kentucky defensive tackle. Seriously going to Western Kentucky for defensive tackles. Okay, so they don't know what they're doing. Broderick Martin, I like the position, but this guy's going to be, another weak one. Washington, Ricky Stromberg, Arkansas center. Okay, you need some offensive line. You still need a quarterback, Washington. Thompson Robinson's still on the board. So is Hayner. So is Bennett. The 3 best quarterbacks besides Hooker are on the board. Cleveland, Shiaki Aki, Baylor defensive tackle. Just because I like his name, but good. Baylor defensive tackle. It's a good pick. The 49ers, Jake Moody, a kicker from Michigan. Seriously? I guess they got, I don't have a problem with. Do you really need a kicker in the 3rd round, pick 99? Although I don't. He's a great kicker, so I seen him. I know he's clutch. So maybe it'll help them in a playoff game against Philly or something when they don't get everybody injured. Oakland, Trey Tucker, Cincinnati wide receiver. I don't know. God knows. Raiders need a coach. Who's their quarterback? Receivers, he'll probably be decent. Nothing special. San Francisco, Cameron Latu, Alabama tight end. Horrible pick. Enough with the Alabama guys. Minnesota, Mikey Blackman, USC cornerback. Okay, I like it, but you missed Hooker as your quarterback, so you're fucked no matter what because you got Kirk Cousins. So I don't know. All right, this guy any good? Yeah, USC had a great defense. They gave up 40 points a game last year. Great defense. All right, so that is the pick so far. Let's see what's happening today. Or did it not start yet? Let's see. Round 4. I don't think round 4 started. Okay, so how I do my analysis. Hey, Bobby Bo, just going through the draft. So I'm confused on one thing. The Lions take this tight end from some high school, and then the Raiders, the next pick, take Mike Myers, the all-pro tight end from Notre Dame, and you're like typical Lions, God, they fucked up big time. How they took Hooker, I don't understand. What is the Lions doing with Hooker? However, he is the best quarterback in the draft. So I'm perplexed by the Lions doing something good. It just doesn't make sense. So Hooker is the great pick. Too many Alabama players, Bobby. Not enough LSU. I don't understand Alabama players. None of them do any good. None of them ever do any good, unless his name is Joe Namath or Kent Stabler. I mean, it's just the quarterback sucks. So the best quarterback in the draft went to the Lions, Hooker, if you can believe that. But the running back they took in the first round, Miami got the better running back. It was like the 80th pick in the third round. The guy from A&M, Devontae Achi, who the Lions should have picked if you're going to pick a running back with the 6th pick, which ends up, I looked up the stats on this running back from Alabama. He sucks. He didn't even have 1,000 yards rushing. Oh, he's a slot receiver. No, he's not. He had 20 catches. I mean, he did not have a lot of catches. He's not a receiver. And why are you drafting a running back or receiver in the 10th with the 10th pick? You could have had the Georgia defensive guys. You could have had, I saw only one Washington State defensive guy go. San Diego and Denver definitely improved. The San Diego got the Washington State guy. So look out for Kansas City. I don't know, Bobby. You're in big trouble with you're not lucky to win 2 of the 4. Maybe at home. I don't know. San Diego plays them tough, and they replaced the wide receiver, whatchamacallit, with this new wide receiver from TCU, which I like. He'll be a stud. And then they brought in a cornerback and now an edge rusher. Good picks. Denver made some nice picks. They got a good receiver and some defense, which is what they needed for Sean. These are Sean Payton picks. And then you see some picks like Baltimore. You're like, what? Somebody took a guy, an offensive guard from South Dakota State, a real powerhouse. Like, seriously. I'm a little frozen. It must be you, Bobby. You come on and you start freezing me now. I'm frozen. Okay, there I'm back, I think. What else? So we were only in round 3, so we got 4, 5, 6, 7. The Niners took the Michigan kicker late in the 3rd round. I don't know. I want to see it by team, though. I don't know what time the draft is. I still can't believe the Lions took Hooker. I'm in shock. So we'll go through all the teams tomorrow. I guess it's 4, 5, 6, and 7 today, and then free agents. Now I'm curious who takes Hayner from Fresno State, who takes Bennett from Georgia, and who takes Thompson Robinson from UCLA. My guess, I don't know. I think Oakland should take one of them. I think Baltimore. Baltimore's got Lamar Jackson, so Pittsburgh should take Stetson Bennett. Get rid of Pickett. See, this is the problem these teams have. Pittsburgh drafts Pickett, and they won't get rid of him. Like, no, we got him. He might turn out to something. He might get better. No, he either is good or he's not. Brock Purdy came right in, played. Zappe came right in, played. Pickett came right in and didn't do shit. And that's my point. Either you come in and play or you can't come in and play. And if you can't come in and play, why do these guys hold these guys for 5 years? Pickett will be on Pittsburgh for the next 4 years till they dump him because he sucks. Trevor Lawrence, what is he still doing in the league? He's terrible. Well, we drafted him number 1 overall. Well, that's your fault. He's not even an NFL quarterback. Yeah, but Howard, he can hit wide open receivers for 15 yards away. And then in playoff games, he can throw 4 interceptions. I mean, yeah, that's my guy. So I mean, it's just beyond me how stupid these guys are. So the Lions, as smart as they are, is as stupid as they are. Hooker, great pick. The running back and the 7th or 8th pick, terrible pick. The linebacker they picked, terrible pick. Case from Iowa, but he's not a first rounder. Where's all the Washington State guys? Finally, San Diego took the first Washington State defensive player in the 3rd round. These guys are the sleepers. And so many Alabama players. It's like, well, we don't know who to take. Oh, wait, this guy played for Alabama. We'll take him because they only gave up 50 points to Tennessee last year. And they have a good – no, it's a system, you motherfucking idiots. It's a system. They run the 72 Steelers system. That's all this guy knows. And when you can pass on him like Hooker – one guy said in the Hooker comment, well, he's going from a wide open offense to the Lions offense. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Lions offense is pretty wide open. I mean, he can handle that much easier than the Tennessee. And the coach of Tennessee was much better than the Lions coach. So Hooker, I'm just shocked that the Lions got him. I'm really, wow. A sign of intelligence coming out of the Lions, except for the other picks, make up for it. And he's injured, so he won't play probably the whole year. So he's probably going to sit. So that's probably not bad. They took him in the 3rd round, but I mean, that's about it. So I see that. So NBA took Denver -3.5 today, and game 1 of their series. The draft we're talking about. Gold and silver, we realize there's no risk. You're going to make a ton of money with gold and silver. What else? So it's a nice Saturday. We got some NBA. The draft, you can't watch it, but you just go from here and you look at it. Again, looking at this Lions running back, he's pathetic. He led Alabama with like 800 yards, 900 yards, but he didn't do anything, and he didn't catch a lot. So I don't get – he certainly wasn't the top 6th pick in the draft when you got Mike Myers of tight end. And that's the other thing. They could have had Mike Myers. They take some guy, and then the Oakland takes Mike Myers from Notre Dame, who's 20 times better than the guy they just took. Like, what are you doing? Again, they're just fucking idiots, the Lions. I don't know how they got Hooker. It's just unbelievable that they're that stupid and then that smart. I mean, either you're smart or you're stupid. That's it. Anyway. So my back's a little tender, a little sore. Jenna wants to go to the doctor. I go, I don't go to the doctor. And stop telling me what to do because I'm kind of pissed at you anyway. You know, you left me. I don't really want to listen to you. I don't really want to talk to you. I did hear from Daria today, so I was really happy. She was sick with the cold again. It's Russia. They're all sick and everything. So she's feeling better. So that's good. I always feel better when I hear from her. And that's at work. I'm waiting to get the computer. I think I do some payroll shit. I start Friday. Not a problem. Enjoy the draft. My back does feel a little. I'm able to sleep better on it. Before I couldn't sleep on it because I would hit the nerve and it would hurt. Now I can sleep pretty well. It's a little bit of pain, but not terrible. I just change positions and I can kind of roll over. So it's getting better. I don't know what the cause is, but I've had it for a long, long time. I remember playing baseball when I was in like junior high. I would bend over for ground balls, right? And when I bent over for ground balls, it would hurt me for a few days. So I was what, 13, 14 years old. My back would bother me from bending over, and then it would get okay. Certain times I go to the lake, I got to sit down and stretch my back. Sometimes I'm fine. And then it goes away, and then it comes back and it goes away. So, she goes, go to the doctor and get some pills. I got ibuprofen here. I don't need it. I just need an ice pack, and I need to go to the hot tub and to the pool and stretch it out a little bit. Otherwise, it's not that, like now I can sit fine. I can walk fine, pretty much. I have probably the hardest time I have is standing still. That's probably the hardest time. If I'm just standing there, I get uncomfortable. But if I'm more like today, I'll drive to the pool. I'll drive to the Chinese and General Chow Day today, Bobby. So what else? Again, just get your money out of the bank, get it into gold and silver. I might go to the gold store, but I'm running into problems with there's road construction now. So if I take it all the way down, and where the street is where I would go has now got some construction. So it's like, how do I get to the coin store? That's construction. So we will see. Really, I don't really know if I'm going to buy. I just want to check if he has, and I think his price will be $29, $30. So we will see, but I don't know. And then maybe I'll go buy some more gold. Now that I'm working, I think I want to draw down some money out of my 401k, like 10 grand, 15 grand, and go buy another 6-7 ounces of it. I think that's probably the safest. I was saving it, but now if I'm back to work, but I want to let that go for a month or two and go, okay, it's working out all right. And everything looks good. And okay, I like it. I can do it. Not that I can't do it, but it's who you're with and what you're doing. So I think it'll be fine. But I like to see it for, at least a month and then go, okay, let's go sell it and buy some more gold. I don't know. They're taking their sweet time, but we all know it's the Titanic is filling with water. We know that, and it's just a matter of time till it sinks. And well, when's it going to sink? When it gets full of water and it sinks. As soon as it sinks. You can't. I love how people ask for time. I don't know. It's not a time. It's not a football game. What else? Poker, watch your tells, KGB, eating an Oreo cookie, watch that. People eat at the table, they drink at the table. They're in a hand and they're eating or drinking, get the fuck out because they have a hand, or if they go watch the TV, they've got a hand. What else? So we'll talk about the draft tomorrow. I like to go team by team. I think that's a better way to do it. Both Indy and Houston fucked up the. Why didn't they take Hooker? Why didn't Indy take Hooker? I mean, why would you take the worst quarterback in the SEC when you could have had the second best one besides Bennett? I mean, Jesus Christ. I love how they think the SEC had good quarterbacks. No, Bennett was good. He won the title, but he doesn't get credit. Levis, okay, not a first rounder. Hooker, if he's not injured, would have been the first quarterback taken. And then you got Bryce Young, who is okay. He's not. It's the system. And then C.J. Stroud, somebody drafts him, thinks he's good. Well, look at Fields. He sucks. Look at J.T. Barrett. He's not even in football anymore. There was a guy before him. He's not in football. Never did anything. It's a system at Ohio State. Their quarterbacks will never do anything in the pros with the system they run. It's too much of running. It's either I'm going to throw it or I'm going to run it, and it never works in the pros. So I don't get what does it take to figure out that the pro system doesn't work. I don't really know. It's just amazing. What else? Let's see what did gold and silver end at yesterday? All right, let's see. Gold price today, which is really yesterday. It doesn't really move today. 25.05 for silver. So if I go to the store, it's probably $30. Still 35 for the Eagle. And gold's 1989 up to 62. 1989. Add like 100, so it's 2089. So it's 2100 probably for an ounce. So I wouldn't mind getting a quarter ounce or even a half ounce. The ounce, I mean, but see, it's funny is it's a lot now, but wait till it hits 20,000, you're gonna freak out. So that's really what we're waiting for. Buying it. It's cheap now, and wait till it goes physical. And that's all I can say. Again, I'm watching As Good as It Gets, the guy who does Alistair McLean. And he asked the same stupid question. Well, what do you think gold's going to, like he asked each guest, like they have no opinion of their own. They can't, Alistair said, wait till it goes physical and it's going to be, 30, 40,000. And yet they'll ask another guest, what do you think it's going to go? Do you think it'll hit 200? That's the COMEX paper gold. Why do we care about that? Why do we keep bringing it up? It's very frustrating. It's very stupid. We don't care about paper gold. We want physical, which is coming. Everybody is realizing the U.S. dollar sucks. It's not backed by anything. It's this gold-backed dollar, which, of course, everybody's running to. It's not that hard. People go to the gold. What would you rather have, this crap or gold? I mean, it's not hard. I want the gold. It's not even a question. It's not even competition. There's no competition. Gold versus paper crap. So the whole world's realizing, I can get in. Finally, see, the U.S. wouldn't let people get into a gold-backed currency. They would basically kill the people who tried, like Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi. They killed them for trying to have gold-backed currency. Literally killed them, right? This is the U.S., the good old U.S. And then here comes Russia and China, who they can't kill Putin and they can't kill Xi. So now they're like, gotta let it go. Now everybody's running and going, the guy asked the question, why are the central banks buying it? Well, what do you think? Because the paper money's going to zero. It's worthless. That's why everybody's going to gold, because it can't go to zero. It's no risk. It's a zero risk, huge return. What the fuck are you thinking of not doing? Anyway, so that's really where it's at. look at it anyway. It's really a no-brainer. It's like drafting Hooker. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So that's what you have to understand. It's all going to gold. It just takes time. The Titanic hit the iceberg. It took time to sink. The dollar's taking time to sink, but there's not much left. The banks are starting to go under, but we don't even care about that. That's meaningless because the dollar is going under. This is going to zero. I don't give a fuck about the banks because I don't have any money in the banks. The best thing you can do is get all your money out of the bank. That's the best thing you can do. After that, it goes into gold and silver and then some in your safe. If you're still working, you don't need any in your safe. Just keep buying gold and silver. I mean, silver, just buy it at 25 an ounce. But when I hear people say I'd rather have silver than gold, I don't buy that. You really want both. Yes, it's cheaper to buy the silver, but where the gold will go from 2,000 to 50,000, the silver is going to go from 25 to 2 or 3,000. It'll go down to 10 to 1. Right now it's 80 to 1, silver versus gold. It's going to go to 10 to 1. So think about this, when gold hits 50,000, silver will hit 5,000. It's coming soon. There's no time. Nobody can say this year, next year, whatever. Nobody can say that. If they do, they're full of shit. You can't say it because you don't know when. But as soon as the Russians, Chinese are ready and they come out with the BRICS currency backed by gold, that's it. Katie, bar the door. Look out. It's going through the roof. So that's what you have. Anyway, we know that, and we're just waiting for it to happen. So you just sit there and you buy your gold and silver and just kick back and just relax and, just wait, wait for you're about to be a rich man. So just wait for it. And it's funny is they, you just sit there like, what is going on? And then people, buy stocks, buy bonds, buy real estate, buy a house, don't buy gold, buy land instead. Yeah, right. What's that? Buy real estate. No, you're better off from gold and silver. Yes, there's alternatives. Maybe. I don't think so. Stock's not an alternative. And I'm not sure a house is an alternative at this point. 10 years ago it was, but now you're going to pay $500,000 for a decent house. It's going to go down to $300,000. Houses are losing value, not going up because of the interest rates, because of the inflation. So it's a pretty simple case. What else? Bobby, what's going on? You're quiet. Eric, I lost you. Rake, I don't know who Bob is. And Eric, and need a lot more non-Sunday pro football. Don't know. Okay. Okay, so not much there. So any other questions or comments, let me know. I never watched the draft. I don't care about it. I'm just looking at the results. Then I care who took who, I don't need to see some idiot get drafted by, I think of the military draft. So wouldn't it be funny, the military draft? Okay, we're taking Joe Smith, and he holds up his, I'm in the Navy now. The Navy drafted me. I'm gonna, this guy, he can unhook the rope for the boats. Then the next guy, Phil Smith, the Air Force took him. You get to run the rope. You get to rotate the propeller on the plane. Phil. All right. He comes out there, and we're number one. He's wearing they give him a jersey. He's on the Air Force. Oh my God. Oh, it's ridiculous. How is there even a draft right now? Why aren't they just, I go to Harley Davidson or I go to Mercedes. It's not a draft. They choose me. We'd like to hire you. Would you like to be hired? Yes. Okay, fine. That's how it should be. So all the teams should go up to the players and go, all right, who wants it? And it should be a bidding war, just like it is with me. one guy wants to offer me, 10, and the next guy wants to offer me 11. Over here, he wants 15. I'm going to the 15. That's free market economics. You go to what this whole thing where somebody picks, and then Bryce Young's the first pick to Carolina, and he gets picked, and then does he negotiate? What if he doesn't want to go there? He should be able to go to another team. I mean, I don't really understand why there's a draft in football, why they allow it. It's really illegal. It's not economics. It's stupid, really. Well, you would have a draft. I mean, just pick a guy. You got to pay him more to come to your team. That's the way supply and demand works. See, we get economics. I got to get a haircut. We get economics lessons and everything, right? So why is there a draft? There shouldn't be. Bobby, you got drafted in baseball, but you were drafted by the White Sox, and then you went to the Pirates. I don't know if it was probably a trade. Then you go free agent to the Mets and free agent to Baltimore. So that's the whole thing, should be free agent. I want to go play here, and that's it. So I really don't like. It's communistic. It's not capitalistic. Whatchamacallit, from Davidson, I go there. If they don't give me enough, the GM gives me more, I go to them. So they got to make an offer to get me. And they got to figure out what's the market for financial analysts. This is what we need to pay them. That's what they normally settle on. That's what we're going to pay them. Not what a first-round draft pick gets and at certain positions, all that bull. If I had that skill set where I was the man, it would not be a draft for me. No. I'm going to go free agent. I'm going to go, let's see, who wants me? How much are you going to pay? And that's where I'm going. If I had that kind of talent. Now, the rest of these bums have no talent. Like the Titans before Mike Meyer, why would he get the same money Mike Meyer gets when Mike Meyer is 20 times better than this guy? I don't. Why would you draft him? God, again, the lack of intelligence in the Lions. Well, he's a good fit. No, he's not. He's not. His skill set's nowhere near what you need. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, so that's what happens. So everything's about economics. What else? So I made hamburgers yesterday. I'm going to have an omelet with hamburger in it today. I can't wait. And then I got to bake it. When you got the hamburger in it, you got to bake it. So looking forward to that. Had my coffee at the beginning of the show. Don't know what else. So we talked NBA. Only one game. I took Denver at home. Normally the home team wins game one. Now we'll start getting better picks because now we're in round 2. We got rid of, I was going to say we got rid of the 8 seeds, but we didn't. We got rid of the 1 seeds. Unbelievable. Milwaukee loses to Miami 4-1. How could Miami be the 8 seed? And Paul, where was that during the year? And how could Milwaukee be the 1 seed and play this shitty? Anyway, so that's what you have. That was it. Just Denver today. Draft we went through. We'll go through the whole thing tomorrow. We'll go through tomorrow, and then we'll start maybe Monday, team by team, to see who had the best. Now, normally I do a separate video on that, so I might just do a draft video. Let's go through the teams, and then come back to do economics and gold. But economics and gold, nothing's changed. We know the banks are fucked. We know the dollar's fucked. It's all run by the Chinese who want us, who's running the U.S., and it's collapsing. We all know that. Nothing new. We don't need this, When does it happen? Soon. Why now? Because of BRICS. Okay. Buy your gold, buy your silver. I mean, it's all you can say. So that's what we're looking for. Run out, buy gold and silver now, if you can find it at these prices. See, the beauty is the demand's huge, but the price is staying, which makes no sense, right? If demand for something is up here, the price has to go up. You got in gold that nobody, except for us, can can explain is demand's here, price is here. Demand's here, price is still here. Demand keeps going up, price is still here. That's the point that nobody's understanding but us. It's fixed. When it finally gets released and goes up, and who wants it to go up? China and Russia and India, and that's why it's going to go up, because they want it. It's their birthdays, and they want the precious. That's what's going to happen. Oh, keep in mind, it's soon. Keep in mind, you have no risk. It ain't going down. It's only going up. And it's going up way, way higher. So you won't be millionaires because there won't be dollars to price it in. Once this goes away, you can't price it in dollars. You'll just price it in gold. Oh, it's a house. It's a Mercedes. This is where everything's going to get fucked up. So you walk into a Mercedes dealership and it's $50,000 for the Mercedes. The dollar goes out. What are they going to sell it for? This is why digital currency will never work. What are they going to sell it for? How much digital currency is out there? See, they want to have it where it's nothing. They want to just be able to print and control digital currency like a communist, right? They want to do it communistic, where we just print, and he wants this, which is pretty much 100 countries right now. Want it. It's not backed by gold. By gold? No. Nobody wants it. Just because you have digital currency doesn't mean anybody wants it or will use it. So you can have whatever you want. They used to have tulips used to be currency. In Amsterdam, I don't know, 1700s, the currency was tulips. And they would take a tulip to buy a house. Here's 10 tulips. Tulips were the currency, the medium of exchange, until there was a frost and there wasn't any tulips left, so they had to come up with money. If no one wants this, it has no value. And nobody wants it now. There's 100 countries getting away from it. So as soon as that happens, this is gone. Now JP Morgan and the Fed can try to make it sound like there's still demand for it, but it isn't. And I told you that when I was in Spain, Barcelona. They killed me, man. 300 euros cost me 360. I showed you the receipt. What the fuck? Nobody wants US dollars. But they'll want our gold and silver. That's number one on the list. And that's what you got to realize. It's what they want, and they're going to want gold and silver. They're not going to want digital currency. They're not going to want, nobody wants money not backed by anything. And that's what they're seeing. They're seeing the gold and silver be bought by the central banks. Well, why are you buying it? It has no value. Why would you buy gold and silver? Well, you're buying it because it's in demand and it has value. Gold and silver has value, not the true value, but it has value. Once it gets to the true value, the whole world's going to run into it, which we go back to Roman times when they were on gold and silver, and they were the world until they inflated their money and got rid of it. And when they took the gold and silver out of their currency, say goodbye to Rome. When we took our money off the gold standard in 71, say goodbye to the U.S. It's taken a while, but there needed to be competition and enough to front the army, which you didn't have. I must have left my coffee in. Just a second. I turned it off one too many. So I'm seeing a light on my oven, and I'm going, I don't have anything on in my oven. I'm not cooking my omelet yet. So when I turned off my coffee, I went too far, and it was like on a quarter or something, but just enough to notice the light. Always check your light. Be smart. Anyway, I think that's about it. The draft. So far, a lot of mistakes being made. Too many Alabama players. For some reason, people think Alabama's players make good pros. Like people think Ohio State quarterbacks. Caldwell sucked. Doesn't mean that Stroud's going to suck. Yeah, it does, because he gets his numbers falsely and he can't read a blitz or a defense. And, so why does Fields suck? Because he's an Ohio State quarterback that didn't learn anything, and he just runs. That's what I assume Stroud's going to do. He's going to go back and run, and it'll take the defense 5 seconds to figure out he can't throw either, and that'll be the end of him. So why would you draft a guy from Ohio State with the number 2 or 3 pick in the draft? You're out of your fucking mind. Number 2 pick, CJ Stroud, Ohio State. The odds on him being a good quarterback, 0. Oh, he's good. He did it against Alabama. At least he's got a track record. What did Stroud do? Fuck, he lost to Michigan twice in a row. He doesn't show me anything. So this is the problem I have with these GMs is they don't. You got games. Hooker beat Alabama. Okay, I'll give him credit. He didn't beat Georgia, but nobody did. So I'm not going to look at the Georgia game. And then I can look at Ohio State, Georgia, where Stroud ran around a lot, but that's, Georgia was not really playing him to run. They were playing him others. So I'm going to go watch that game again, I think, and just see it. But Hooker's a good pocket passer, and that's the NFL. You win with Mahomes. You don't win with Lamar Jackson. So I don't know. Baltimore's fucked. They're not going to have – they signed a few receivers. It doesn't matter. He can't hit the broadside of a barn anyway. He wants to run. You're not going to win with the quarterback. It's never been done. It never happens because the defense can bring in safeties, and there goes your running advantage. So that's for nothing. All right, I think that's it. Little hungry. I just don't. There's not a lot of action to go get before it goes up, and you can't. But it's definitely going up. There's definitely no huge return. All right, Bobby, take care. If you're out there somewhere, or you're getting I'm getting General Chow today, Bobby. From here, I'm going to lunch. I'm going to the pool, and then I'm going to General Chow, and I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll laugh at the draft tomorrow. Today's draft's got to be really bad. But anyway, www.